Hello once again, vinyl community. This is Greg from 3 Dimensions of Music. I want to greet you for 2023, and this is going to be my input on the vinyl tag for 2023. A quick thank you to Rob Walker. Let the Music Play. He's in Birmingham, England. Very nice gentleman, a great ambassador for the VC community, as many are, many channels. And he thought up these questions. Once again, thank you, Rob. I hope you catch me. I know you got a lot of subscriptions attributed to you, well deserved. I might have fell by the wayside. I don't know if you watch me or not, but I'm hoping this gets to you some way or another, because you've always been my favorite, one of my favorites for sure. Anyways, favorite new release of 2022. There's 20 questions. I will link Rob's channel below so that you can participate in this if you feel like it. It's really fun to go through your collection, try to answer the questions that Rob asks. I found a few things out doing this for the vinyl tag, which was pretty interesting, and I'll share with you as we go along. First one, favorite new release of 2022. Now, to be fair, this is not a new release, although it is a new release in a way. What I mean is, this particular album, I'm really excited about. I bought it at the record store RSD. I showed it before. There's a 3-record set of Jaco Pastorius, National Public Radio concert in New York City, 1982. It seems like forever ago. Unfortunately, this gentleman died in 1985. He was beaten to death by either a bouncer in a club or some other patron that he pissed off. He was denied entry, and he had a lot of troubles at the very end of his life. But this man was a genius on the bass guitar and a few other instruments. But his main forte was bass guitar. Jaco Pastorius is a wonderful 3-album set, a lot of good music, recorded very well, very quiet. I would highly recommend it if you like Jaco Pastorius. He is a, let's show you some of the records here. So I'm not sure how many of you guys watched my video. This is actually Jaco when he was feeling his top form. He was an excellent guitarist. He was with Weather Report. If you like Weather Report, Wayne Shorter, a lot of other luminaries played with him. Joni Mitchell, Pat Metheny. I mean, this guy was a whiz, genius. And he didn't take lessons, or he just learned on his own. Great story about him, and a sad ending for sure. He's sorely missed, but some of these archive stuff is just great. Again, it wasn't a new release because it was released in 2017, but this was released for Record Store Day in an expanded format with more music, and it's just exquisite. Number 2, last band or solo artist that you saw live. Well, this is one I saw live. Was Robert Plant and Alison Krauss. I watched Steve Carlson, a good friend of mine in Michigan. He went to see them at Red Rocks, which is a great venue. I went there once myself, just once, and it was a bucket list thing. I saw Brit Floyd there, and it was fantastic. What a venue. Same band though. I saw them at a venue on my bucket list too. It was a trip out to California this past summer with my best friend. We stayed with his daughter and her husband for a few days through the weekend, and we saw Robert Plant and Alison Krauss at the Hollywood Bowl. Great venue, great experience. I loved being out there. And that's number 2. Let's set this aside so I don't ruin it. Number 3, their first album was the best. Well, this is so subjective. People would agree, some people wouldn't. But I thought that being this is their first album, 9 Inch Nails, Pretty Hate Machine, if it ain't their best, it's one of their best. So I like it very much. I like a lot of the 9 Inch Nails. I got turned on to this group by my son, believe it or not, and just latched on to them. And every once in a while, I'm in the mood for 9 Inch Nails. That was number 3, their best first album. Next would be a hat trick, show the vinyl, CD, and cassette of an album. Unfortunately, I don't have any cassettes, but I do have something unusual that I had first, which was this Frank Marino Mahogany Rush Real Live. It's a 2-disc CD set of a fantastic concert that Frank Marino did in his prime with a lot of great songs, a lot of Hendrix type songs, but a lot of his own. Poppy is a great medley of songs that he does. Guitar Prelude to a Hero, Voodoo Child, and Red House. If you haven't heard Red House from this, but this is the CD set that I had. And then I actually went to Record Store Day and they offered the same but on vinyl, which I couldn't pass up because I love this concert. This is a 2-record set, Volume 1, and then a following Record Store Day was Volume 2. So that was a nice surprise. So I picked up Frank Marino's Mahogany Rush live concerts. That's 4 records, 2 CDs, fantastic music. This is a good way to start because it's a lot cheaper. These might be harder to find, I don't know, the vinyl. But this is a great concert, live concert, done really well, beautiful. If you like Frank Marino, if you love great guitar, my goodness, he cooks. Okay, next one, that was the vinyl CD. Sorry I didn't have a cassette, but I thought maybe that might have helped. Again, I'm bending the rules. We are the rebels, us vinyl lovers, so we do bend the rules from time to time. Number 5, album that starts and ends with the same letter. Well, I kind of cheated on this, I guess, but hey, Roy Buchanan, The Prophet. It's 2 T's, and it's a great record. This was a Record Store Day, I think, this year. Great. I love Roy Buchanan. I think I'm almost complete on him, just about, just by finding things accidentally. This is a 2-record set. A lot of great early Roy Buchanan. So that would be the starts and ends with the same letter. Born in the same year as you. Well, I found out, and a lot of this stuff I went on Google and kind of cheated there that way to find out he was born the same year, but Bruce Dickinson from Iron Maiden, one of their better albums. And thanks to Ron down in Florida, our Captain Ron, I got started on Mr. Eddie and Iron Maiden. And Bruce Dickinson was born the same year as me, 1958, so his birthday's this year. Same year as me, born the same year as me. Most listened to album in 2022. Oh, where did I have that? Most listened to album would be, I must have had them out of order here. Let's see, most listened to album, oh boy, what happened to that? Most listened to artist, I have that. What happened to my, oh my goodness. Somebody's been fooling with me. Well, I'll tell you what. Oh, here it is. Because the year that we've had, I've been listening to this a lot. This is Roger Waters' The Wall. It's a re-release. He did it with a live concert, and it is spectacular. It's a 3-record set. That is my most listened to, mostly throughout the year. I listen to a lot of Pink Floyd, but I do put this on a lot, so this kind of qualified. So Roger Waters' The Wall, with the things going on with Russia and Ukraine, it's a timely album. It really applies to a lot of different things. Next would be most listened to artist. This was a box set I got a while back, 10 years after. I would highly recommend this if you even like Alvin Lee, because it has some great stuff in here. But this is the most listened to artist, is 10 years after. This has been this way since I got the box set. And this is my favorite one out of the bunch, Undead. You talk about a great album to listen to. It's like a lot of times when I sit there and listen to my music in one of my rooms there, I'll sit there and it's like you get on a boat and you just sale with the music, and and the CD's great for that because you don't have to get up and turn it over. But anyways, that was the most great listened to artist. Australian artist and band, well, I made this real simple because I think this is the only Australian one I have. Men at Work, real nice copy, nice clean copy. Men at Work, everybody pretty much familiar with these guys. Who Can It Be Now? That's about the only one I recognize off of this right away. I haven't played this in a while, but I got a real nice sweet copy for $1. Can't pass that up. That was Australian. Surprising purchase of 2022. Well, the wife and I were walking through Target, and I went into the record section, and this was on special. I normally don't buy soundtracks. I've come across them, but this was Disney Tron Legacy, but it is by Daft Punk. I don't have any Daft Punk, so this was a nice introduction into Daft Punk. And it's a 2-record set. It sounds spectacular. Great electronic music. I'm not a big fan of electronic music, so that's why I would say it's a surprising purchase. But I do like it. It's pretty good. Tron. Artist, band you're complete on. Well, I don't think I'm any complete on everybody. I'm not a completist. I do have a lot of some and not enough of others. But this one particular artist I'm most complete on. He's done about 36 studio albums and many live albums. I think I made a note of it, didn't I? George Benson. No, I guess not. This is a fellow Pittsburgher. Oh, I did it on the back here. 36 studio albums, 8 live, and then 21 compilations. This guy's prolific. Everybody knows about George Benson. He's from Pittsburgh, a Pittsburgh boy. Of course, he didn't end up here. I think he lives in Arizona. That's where he retired. But one of the true gentlemen and true virtuosos in the jazz industry, George Benson. Just love him. I have 26 in my collection just by coming across them and getting them as I see them. Don't see them as much anymore. I think I gave one away to my good friend Steve Zonkman. It was a live one. It's really good. I have it myself. In flight, George Benson, 26. Maybe I'll go do a George Benson expose if you guys like to see that. I'm not sure if you would. Moving on. Let's see, surprising person, artist you're complete on. No. Great run of 3 albums. Well, I picked these 3. There's so many you could pick from, and so many of you I watched pick so many great ones. I picked these 3. First one was Jeff Beck, Blow by Blow, Jeff Beck, Wired, and Jeff Beck with the John Heimer Group Live. It's just a great trio of albums. Actually, I pulled these out for this, and it's so fun when you pull these out for these 2023 vinyl tags. I've listened to all 3. It was great. It was just a one night Jeff Beck night that night. So those are the 3 I picked. Don't ask me the years because I didn't write them down, but they're back in the 70s. Blow by Blow, Wired, and John Heimer. I'm hoping you're seeing all this. I'm probably not even holding them up right, am I? My fault. Okay, Jeff Beck, 3 trio. Next one would be 80s soundtrack. I do have several soundtracks, but the only 80s ones that I came across that I have, it's a pretty good one. It's in good shape. Urban Cowboy, got that for $1. It's got a lot of great people on it. Charlie Buffett, Charlie Daniels Band, or Jimmy Buffett, Charlie Daniels Band, Eagles, Mickey Gilley, Anne Murray, Bonnie Raitt, Linda Ronstadt, Linda Ronstadt's on there. You're missing this, I bet. Boz Scaggs, Joe Walsh. I mean, it's just a lot of great songs. 2-record set. 80s soundtrack. Back at you. I love these questions. Disappointing purchase in 2022. Well, I'll tell you what, I don't have any answer for that, so that one's I'm going to have to leave blank, because I try not to buy it if it's, I mean, I may have had a couple CDs here and there, but it's really not worth talking about. Non-vinyl purchase. This was pretty cool. I bought this at it was at a, kind of like a, not a flea market, but a private, well, not a private either. It was like a private club, Slovenian National Club. They had a sale, and this guy on his table had this for $5. I couldn't pass it up. This is a Led Zeppelin autobiography, or illustrated biography, which is even better because I'm kind of like, I like pictures. I like lots of pictures. And this sucker has lots of pictures. The illustrated biography. It was right up my alley for $5. This is perfect condition. Wonderful pictures of Led Zeppelin all over the place. You guys would love this. And I actually ran across a Rolling Stones at a flea market similar to this. It was for 20 and I passed it up. I should have got it. But I really love these guys for $5. Rolling Stones, I could pass up because that 20 went to something else, I guess. But anyways, that was my non-vinyl purchase. I'm glad I made it. I found a great deal on it. And it's a super, super book. Great pictures, great photography. Okay, non-vinyl. You found a Grail. Did I? Wait, let's see. I'm getting ahead of myself. Oh boy, did I get my, oh yeah, I went right ahead to non-vinyl purchase. Gotta back up, sorry about that. 80 soundtrack, we lost them in 2022, of course. We lost them. Kim Simmons from Savoy Brown, fantastic guitarist. That's his CD, the latest. I think it's one of the later ones, Devil to Pay, with Savoy Brown. And I have several of the records. Fantastic band. Savoy Brown, just wonderful. So Kim Simmons, Savoy Brown. And there was one other person I noticed doing my search of who passed away last year, because a lot of good people did, obviously. This person, I guess, was an interesting thing that I came across for passing away last year. She was around when Jimi Hendrix was around, Eric Burden. She dealt with all these people. Her name was Cynthia Albritton, Albritton. Cynthia Albritton. And it was a funny story about her. Her nickname was the Plaster Caster, Cynthia Plaster Caster. Now I'm going to include a 5-minute vignette about her down below, if you care to take a look at it. I thought it was an interesting nugget in the history of rock and roll, and it looks like she left an indelible mark. You'll have to find out who Cynthia is. But she was lost last year too. Non-vinyl, you found a Grail. Well, actually it was a Grail in a way, because I had this at one time and I let it go. I have a lot of the Emerson, Lake and Palmer. This actually got me closer to all of them, but you hardly find them in this good of a condition. It was like maybe played once, I guess, and I got it really cheap for $1. So I bought it, and it was just happenstance, because I know you can go out and find this stuff anywhere and get it from a record store or whatever. They're there, but the way I get records is they come to me. I don't go to them, because it's just the way I am. Next. Well, that's not always true. I won't stick to that, but most of the time, for stuff like that anyways. That's why I said it's not really a Grail, but it is, but it isn't. Space Theme, I really don't have any Grails per se. Space Theme, album, sleeve, or song. How about that? And I listen to this, Rob, or anybody that cares. Sorry, sometimes I think I'm just talking to Rob when he makes this stuff. But anyways, this is a great album. It always was. I've had this since forever. Out of the blue, space themed. All right, show some VCLT or a present. Well, I got lots of presents for my kids. That's another video that's, back there. You can go take a look if you like. I'm so happy that what I got for the presents. But this was VCLT. It meant a lot to me. Steve Carlson got me this one, little Zamrock. He introduced me to Zamrock. It's a great album. I had a lot of fun with it. I still listen to it to this day almost. I won't forget it, Steve. I appreciate it. Steve Carlson. Cheap advertising, buddy. Okay, and then also another friend of mine in North Carolina. I don't get a lot of VCLT, and that's cool, but these guys took it under their wing to do that to me. Moon Coven Slumberwood. It is, Moon Coven Slumberwood. It is I guess it's like stoner rock, definitely, from my man Steve Bender, the Zonk Man. Look him up. That's his channel. He sent me this one and another one, Corrosion of Conformity. Great VCLT. I love them. I enjoy them. And last show album released in 1973. One of my favorites. Selling England by the Pound. Love this group. Love this. This is like I bought this this is back when I was a teenager buying these albums, so I've had it forever. Who knows if it's an original? Probably not. But thanks guys for sticking with me on this. It was fun doing this tag like always. Rob, thanks a lot for making the list. I've been having fun watching everybody else do it. And thanks again. Thanks guys, I appreciate you watching me. I appreciate your comments. I think I put up like those little buttons that come across. It says subscribe, click, ring the bell. If you don't see them, it's because I don't know how to do it. Bye.